Hello everybody, this is ExplosiveMatter, and today we're going to be doing an LP of my favourite Sonic game of all time. I cannot wait to do this LP. I've waited so long to do this. Let me turn my headset down. There we go. So if you haven't noticed already, we're playing the best version of Sonic CD that was released on the PS3, the Xbox 360, the iPad, your Android, your space age equipment that you have nowadays. Basically, all the modern platforms apart from the Wii, because the Wii gets no love anymore, which is a bit of a shame because it was an alright console, I guess, but So yeah, you can do many awesome things, such as switch the soundtrack, which is really nice actually, but I'm going to switch to the Japanese one because obviously I'm in Europe and the Japanese soundtrack was released in Europe, so why not? And besides, I just like it like that. And I'm also going to change the spin dash settings and the video filter, but spin dash settings because I prefer it on normal Sonic CD mode because the screen doesn't pull back when you're on Sonic 2 spin dash mode. But enough of that jazz, let's just get on with the actual game. Sonic CD is known for being a pretty polarizing game, I would say. It's not... People like it, but they don't... some people you either love it, as in, you know, it's the best Sonic game ever, or you think it's a good game, but not the best. And, you know, the best is reserved for titles such as Sonic 3 and Knuckles and whatnot, which I can fully understand. But the reason why is probably because of the level design. And actually, believe it or not, that's the reason why I love Sonic CD, is because the level design is so elaborate and adventurous and so much exploration, and, you know, that's one thing I do love about Sonic CD. Oh, and time travel, that just adds a whole new league of adventure into this game, which is really cool. But this animation we're watching now, which is the opening FMV, fun fact, this is actually the original FMV on the Mega CD or the Sega CD, depending on where you live. It had really bad frame rate and everything. What they've done here is they've sped it up to make it look obviously less jerky, and they've also added some scenes to make it to pad out the length. Always a bit of a bummer though is the fact that the music playing in the background used to be a song called "You Can Do Anything" or "Toot Toot Sonic Warrior," which is what I like to say. But, you know, "Toot Toot Sonic Warrior" in this game is nowhere to be seen. In fact, none of the Japanese soundtrack vocals are to be seen, which is odd, really, because, you know, they've ported this game a couple of times now. You would have thought they could add the vocals. This is just an instrumental. But anyway, we're on to the first zone. This is Palmtree Panic. This is basically Green Hill Zone on the weights. Seriously, it's like really chunky and kind of bulky and kind of like irate, if I'm honest. But it's really fun zone. It's a good starting level, and it's not very big, so you can breeze through it pretty quickly. I mean, I've sped running once. I did it about 40 seconds. You know, it's possible. It's a fun zone. I think it was 40 seconds. Either that or I'm just BSing. And expect me to do that a lot, ladies and gents. We just got a trophy. 88 miles per hour. Okay, so we're in the past now. This is, we just travelled into the past. And our objective is to get the robot generators, or I call them roboticizers, even though they were in the Archie comics roboticizers, but I'm going to call them roboticizers because why the hell not? And they're not very hard to find. They get harder as you go along, obviously, like any video game. I mean, I haven't heard of a video game that gets easier. I mean, if whoever made that game, a game that does that is pretty damn weird. I've never heard of a video game that gets easier as you go along. Have you heard of a video game that gets easier when it goes along? Well, I haven't. Whoops. Let me plug my laptop in for a sec, because I have got 9 minutes remaining. Thanks for notifying me, Windows 7. Anyway, back to Sonic CD. Sorry about that hiccup just then. Anyway, see up here we got a robot generator. We need to destroy all of these in the past of every single zone until we get all the time stones, which will do the job for us. And that makes a good future, because, you know, the enemies are dead, so there's no enemies to bum rape the zone. which is nice, you know. I don't like seeing enemies in these zones. They look really cool in the future, you know. Don't want all these nasty things crawling around in my good future. Oh, so we're in the special stage. The special stage is really fun, actually. I like the special stages. They're difficult. Almost as I wouldn't say they're as difficult as the ones in Sonic 2. Mostly because I've played them an awful lot. I mean, you can see here. Well, actually, that was a bit of a fail. I don't know. I can do this, but when the timer's I can do it when the timer doesn't even reach 80. And that's an achievement. You know, this is I really enjoy them. They're very hard though, and that kind of shows off in this playthrough. Unfortunately, you will be seeing me edit out a lot of special stage fails. A lot of them. Okay. So, don't expect this to be a perfect run. But I will be editing in some other things to make sure it is kind of like a perfect run. I don't know. You'll see what comes up later in the LP. It's nothing to worry about for now. Anyway, Palmtree Panic Act 2. This zone is... Actually, I prefer this to Act 1. It's got nice long stretches that you have to jump across a lot of things to get some speed. See, like that. That's one of the things that people don't like about Sonic CD, is that the level design can be kind of blocky at times, and kind of adventurous, and kind of dangerously exotic, so much so that it can be confusing, maybe. But really, I see it as kind of like a challenge, you know. I am prepared to accept that challenge. Some people obviously don't really want to have the kind of constant, what would I say, the constant kind of, well, quite frankly, raping on the controller. Really, it's playing this game at times, I will admit, even though I love this game to death, it's you do wrestle the controller at some points in the game, because the level design can be a bit too elaborate. I'm gonna say that. And we'll be seeing that later, ladies and gentlemen. We will be seeing that so much later. I am not looking forward to Wacky Workbench. That is a hell of a zone. That is where the level design does get too much. I'll say that. That is where the level design just gets stupidly messy. I don't know. I think it might not be the level. I think the level design was a major factor to me liking this game. I don't know. It might be the graphical style. I really like the graphics of Sonic CD. It looks retro and yet at the same time modern. If you get what I mean, but obviously you probably don't. Whatever. I don't really care. Because I want to get 2 more rings right now. That's why I'm backtracking, by the way. I mean, you should know this, people. 50 rings for a special stage. It's always been like that. Even in Sonic 4 they made that return, which I was surprised to see, the return of the big rings. I thought they were going to do the signpost method. Oh, I mean checkpoint method, if you like. Yeah, I failed here. So, sorry. Okay, Palmtree Panic Act 3. This is the good future. You get a good future after every zone. This is the good future because I am cool enough to get the good future. And there are all sorts of goodies. It's all happy and bright, nice and colourful. There's good music, and you know, it's just a nice place to be. This is your reward. This is your goal at the end of the game, to get all the good futures. So, yeah, Act 3 is pretty much just, well, it's essentially a boss run. It's not like the Act 3s in Sonic 1, where they were fully fleshed out acts. They just essentially are just boss acts. But you can get bonuses in them. That's the only difference. That's the difference between this and Sonic 4, I guess you could say. Here we are with the first boss. This guy looks like he's just come off a Pride March or something. Seriously. No offense to anybody who is gay who's watching this. Seriously, but he just looks really funny. I mean, pink for a machine, seriously, I thought red would be more threatening. I know this is a good future and all, but come on. But anyway, we've made a good future in Zone 3, and with that, I think it's time to wrap this up. And I will see you next time in Collision Chaos. See you, everybody.